In this video, I'd like to show you how the Rescale entire drawing function works and some things that it can be quite useful for. This is a drawing that I've created that is set with a drawing scale factor of 100. We can change that scale factor if we need to. I'll just zoom in a little bit so that you can see what's going on. What it's essentially going to do when we change that scale factor is change text sizes that have been inserted using MS Annotate routines. So that would be bearings, distances, point numbers, descriptions, elevations. In other words, anything that you would find in this menu here. It will also change the size of any blocks that were inserted using AutoMap, and any line trimming that has been done will also be updated. So I'll just zoom into a spot so that you can see what happens when we do that. So here's the command. You go to MS Points, Rescale Complete Drawing. Currently it's set to 100. Let's set it to 50 and see what happens. I say OK. If you see down the bottom, it's going through the whole drawing and doing the rescaling. So all the text size has been shrunk down so that if you were to plot this paper at 1 to 50 now, then the text size will be plotted as the Leroy size that you've assumed in the MS Annotate labeling default settings. So bearings will be set to 60. So that's one purpose for the Rescale entire drawing function. Another thing that you can use it for is after you've made changes in your labeling defaults, such as I could change the bearings to 20, you make that change, and that change will be applied in anything new that you create. But if you want to update the rest of the drawing, again, use that function. Rescale Complete Drawing, say OK. Notice how all of our bearings are now being drawn at the correct Leroy, at that changed Leroy. And you can change any other change that you make in the MS Annotate settings can also be updated that way. One other thing to take note of is, I'll show you what happens when we change our scale with this block and with the trim lines. So let's change that to something a lot bigger so that we see a big difference. Note how large this is, and I say OK to that. Again, see how we're updating. Okay, there you go. The block has been redrawn. The line was retrimmed at the appropriate scale. And of course, you can see how our text size is much too big. So that's what Rescale entire drawing can be quite useful for. You'll find that you go to it quite a lot when you're experimenting with different text sizes and scales. Thanks for your interest in this video.